Hey, everybody, we are live, and look who I brought on. Do you find a better person in the world than Mehrban Iranshad from the Tennis Files podcast, the Tennis Summit, who just absolutely brought it this year, had an amazing lineup for the Tennis Summit. We have a kinship because we know how much work goes into this, and also how fun and rewarding it is, and how great it is to connect with you people. And today, Mehrban, you have a really cool presentation for everybody, which is 7 secrets or keys to add massive power to your game. And you've even made like a really cool presentation. You've really put in some work. I'm very impressed.
Thank you, Peter. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's always an honor to be here. And as people probably know, I just love chatting with you and talking tennis. And yeah, I mean, I can really appreciate all the amazing hard work that you put into it. Like you mentioned, you know, I have a tennis summit like earlier in the year. And so we definitely know how much work it is. And it's a ton of work. You're not getting much sleep. You know, Pete told me that he woke up one morning at like 4 a.m. or something and started working on this thing. So I can't thank Pete enough. And he really deserves a lot of credit. Excuse me. But yeah, excited to just talk about the 7 power secrets that, you know, I've found have really made a big difference, you know, in my game and other players' games. And, you know, as some of you may know, I've been talking with a lot of amazing coaches and players. I have the Tennis Files podcast, and I've interviewed people, and also I've learned a lot of different secrets that I think are going to help you today. So hopefully you can pick out a couple of them, 1 or 2 of them at least, and work on them after this presentation.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing this. And guys, come on in, say hello, tell us where you are from. We'll put the comments as you guys come on in. I see we are already up to 42. That's pretty good for just being on for a couple minutes. So I expect that we're going to have a great turnout. As you come in, say hello. Let us know how you're enjoying TennisCon, all the content. Are you playing tennis this week? How are you doing? Where are you from? What level player are you? Just all that kind of good stuff. And then, of course, Mehrban, I have this week been putting the musical knowledge to the test of a lot of legends. Gigi Fernandez, being the legend that she is, was the only one who got it right. Look, we got, oh my gosh, we have someone from Japan. Mohit, was that how you'd say it? We got William Quest from Indiana, who I actually met him. We went out to dinner by the Braves ballpark. We got John from Brazil. We got Charles from Hilton Head, played today. All right. Another one from 2 from Brazil. That's pretty awesome.
Nice. Parabéns. I had several teammates from Brazil when I played in college tennis, so I know them well.
Michael Schumann, Michael Schumann loves tennis. Okay, this guy went to the Tennis Fantasies, and he played all day, and every lunch hour he was hitting with a Ranch Pro. Like he never stopped. And that was the year I actually played, and I could barely walk. Like I was crawling around that place. But it was a ton of fun. So Mehrban, we've done the music trivia, and you keep saying, hey, if it's rap, I know it. If it's rap, I know it. You know, I don't know this other stuff. So
I speak just like that too.
To be fair, here we go. Old school.
I've 100% heard this song.
He doesn't even know it.
Wait. Oh, is that Beastie Boys?
Huh?
It's Beastie Boys, right?
No. Oh my gosh. Guys, who was that? Who was that? Let's see if people will wait for people to comment. Aerosmith, yes, it was Aerosmith mixing with who? This is a very famous Run DMC.
Oh,
she told
wow.
me to walk this way, talk this way. Have you ever heard that?
I have. I have. But you know, when I say rap, I mean the more recent songs, your 50 Cent. Your Jay-Z.
You've got to know your history of rap, my friend. I mean, I'm not very much into rap, to be 100% honest. But I mean, you know, that's like one of the biggest groundbreaking rap songs in the history of rap. It just is, and you don't even know it, Mehrban.
It's a shame. I need to study. After I studied tennis this week with TennisCon, I'm going to study some rap knowledge and hopefully next time get it.
Okay, I will quiz you on old rap songs. And again, I'm not much into rap, so but it'll just be very popular. That should have been a layup. Anyway, speaking of testing your trivia, we are going to do Grand Slam trivia tonight. First person to get 2 questions right will win a $100 gift card from Tennis Express. Yes. Okay. But that's not until the lesson. We got to go through this lesson. Mehrban, start us off with what we're going to be learning tonight. We have 88 people on. We're almost at 100. This is amazing. You guys are awesome.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, if it's okay, Peter, I will share my screen or attempt to share it, and we'll get it going. And, I'll take it off and you can see our beautiful faces as well every now and then. It really depends how, Pete, you want to lay it out.
There it is. We'll go like that. We'll get rid of the comment, and we will give you full attention, Mehrban.
All right. Now I can pick my nose while I do. No, I'm kidding. So today, obviously, I want to talk to you all about the secrets to how to add massive speed and spin to your strokes. And like I mentioned, I've learned these secrets from, tons of interviews that I've done, and also a mix of experience playing and, recording myself and, excuse me, and just checking out what works and what doesn't. So I'm going to go to the next slide. It's just a bit of background, not super important, but I played D1 tennis at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, pretty highly ranked junior. So far, 169 episodes of the Tennis Files podcast, hosted 4 online summits, and interviewed a bunch of cool people like James Blake, Planacone, and Peter Freeman, probably the coolest one of them all.
Yes.
So, yes, sir. So, but with that, let me go to the first power secret here as I take a sip of water. And the first one is footwork and balance. So we have Brady Height here, who is on TennisCon 4. He is a fantastic instructor, really straight into the point. But, it's really important to have the proper footwork and to be balanced, because if your feet are not in the proper position, then you're not going to be able to use your body efficiently and load maximally, especially if you're leaning to back or to one side or the other. I mean, I always remember, one of my coaches who said, if you can't get to the ball, then how can you even, hit the ball well? So with that, you have to, make sure of your spacing. You can't be too close or too far away from the ball. Your spacing has to just be the right distance. And, a lot of times, I have to admit, I've been nervous during matches. And then what's happened is I haven't, had the best footwork. And actually, let me stop the screen so you can see us too, I guess. But, I've been kind of nervous during matches, and I noticed that the first thing that went was my footwork. And when that happens, I try to remind myself to pick up my footwork intensity, to move my feet as fast as I can. And what that does is that helps me go from, not being in position and leaning forward for shots and so forth, to being in the proper position. My feet are planted, when the ball is right, coming towards me at the very last second. And then with that starts the process to be able to load your body and, have that proper kinetic chain, utilizing that kinetic chain. So it's just really important to take note of your footwork and your balance, because a lot of players, they, when they don't hit the ball well, or they're not getting much power, they're looking solely at what they're doing with their swing and all that. But you could have the best swing in the world, but if you're not there, if you're not at the ball and you're not balanced, then you're not going to get enough power. So Pete, have you seen this being a problem, with your students at all?
Yeah, I'm going to, if first of all, I just want to acknowledge we have 107 people on, so that is awesome. I also have my man Jay Look, who is asking about continental grip and how you add power. So there might be other people with the continental grip. I'm actually going to answer that because he actually asked me that a lot on YouTube videos. So I'm going to answer you, Jay, in a second. Now, I just want to really make sure that people understand one thing that Mehrban said about when you miss, because I've noticed this a lot with students, like you asked, Mehrban, do you notice this? When people miss, the first thing they do, and I've been guilty of this myself, is you always look at your hand and your racket, and you're trying to figure out what went wrong, and you're always blaming this. And what I'm noticing is with my students is most of the time, think about tennis, and like Mehrban's already mentioned, the kinetic chain, power and control starts from the ground up. So start to be your own tennis doctor. And when you miss that shot, because you're like, yeah, okay, we know footwork, because footwork's important. But how many times do you miss a shot and the first place you look is at your feet, and then work your way up and start to realize what is the problem there? And it's not necessarily, and the answer, and the easy answer might be, well, yeah, I'm lazy with my feet. I know that my feet are lazy. It's not necessarily just that you're lazy with your feet. In fact, I feel most of you try really hard. I rarely walk on the court with an adult student who's paying their own money who's lazy. Like, typically they want to work their butt off. So it's not just a matter of going, yeah, I know, I got to move my feet, I'm lazy. No, you actually have to work on, it's just not about telling yourself to move more. Like, you've got to get into the art of footwork. Okay, we're actually, Dean Hollingworth, who is part of the Tennis Summit, who is amazing, he's got a great video on tennis-specific footwork and footwork drills. And you have to watch them, and then you have to try them. One thing that's interesting, like I like to teach the return of serve footwork, and it's not that difficult a move with your feet. And even though everybody knows that getting all these moves is technically tough to do, and you're willing to like try it and do like a bunch of shadow swings, you kind of think about your footwork as, I just got to move my feet. But when I show people specific footwork patterns, they can rarely do them. It's like trying, because I'm a terrible dancer. And whenever anybody's trying to teach me a dance move, my students kind of have that look at me when I'm trying to teach them like a tennis footwork move. They kind of like look at me like, can you do that again? Like, when they're realizing they actually have to do it and perform it in front of me, they're like, wait, I don't get exactly how that moves. And then they try and do it and they don't get it exactly right. So you've got to study actually footwork technique as well as stroke technique. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's really a lot of what Mehrban was talking about there with point number 1.
Exactamundo, Pete. Yeah, I appreciate that add on there. And yeah, there's some great questions coming in. Let's see. Must be footwork. Yeah, that's a big one. Leaning back there, William. I found that on myself as well when I've recorded myself playing. Again, really useful tool. That when you're leaning back and you're not able to recover with your feet, then you are not going to hit a very powerful shot, and you're going to yield all these short balls. So that's part of the whole, not being balanced. And, there's certain instances where you might have to lean back, but you still want to be able to recover strongly with your legs and, rotate, forwards still as much as you can on those shots.
Yeah. And one thing before you go into point number 2, because there might be people who have a continental grip out there, or have a weak Eastern grip, or have a little bit more of an old school stroke. There is zero wrong with that, by the way. You don't have to change your grip to have a nice forehand. And so how do you get power on the continental grip, or if you have a weak Eastern? I think it's more important. The game right now is a lot of rotational, right? Really coming here, and you watch the pros and their front shoulder when they're done, lots of times becomes the back shoulder, right? And it's just easier to get away with that with a semi-Western grip or a strong Eastern grip. But if you watch the old school pros who had great forehands, like Jimmy Connors could rock a forehand, McEnroe a lot of times could take the ball right off the rise and just, it came a lot faster than it looked. He would catch it early, and then all of a sudden it'd be right on you. So I think it's a lot to do with that hip push, really connecting the hip with the push in the ball. I think when you have a continental, it's a little more of a push than it is, really getting that swing going. It's a little bit of different feeling, a nice push forward. And also I like to teach my students to have a nice triangle finish, especially when they want to line drive a ball. So you can really stay. Andre Agassi talked about that the 3 inches before the 3 inches before he hit the ball and the 3 inches after he hit the ball, the 6-inch rule, that runway was one of the best tips he ever got, and to stay in that all the way through. So when you hit a shot, you can practice, I call this a triangle finish, reaching all the way out here and making a triangle in your arms right there. So that's for people who have a little bit more of an old school stroke, how to get that pop on the ball. I'm
Beautiful. Done. Keep going. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Are you getting too close to the ball? Forgetting to do the preparation, including the unit turn.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that a bit too later on as well.
Okay, so that was tip number 1. We're up to 125, and let's go to tip number 129. Wow, tip number 2.
All right, 120. Yeah, that's how we do it here. Cool. Well, let me. I just shared again. Just the images are nice to see.
Popping it up.
So number 2, lead with your hips. So this is a huge, huge power source. Like I would actually say that this may be the number 1 tip for me, because it cures a lot of ailments. I mean, first off is a lot of tennis players, they will lead with their arms and not their body. So, I know there's a lot, we think like, hey, we're going to hit the ball with our arms. So we instinctively just move our arms first. But what the key to your source of power is using your kinetic chain properly. And, the best way to do that in talking with coaches and actually even dissecting like, do we lead with the hips, with the shoulders? Like what is the part of the body that starts the unit turn? Dr. Mark Kovacs, who's, one of the best sports performance experts in the world, and now is a sports science expert with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He told me that the power source is really leading your unit turn rotation with your hips. And when you do that, then you're going to be able to, obviously get the maximal load on your back leg, but also B, it does take care of a lot of the, thinking about like, where is my arm going to be and this and that. A lot of players, like they get like, I know, I think was it William or somebody mentioned that they get the yips on the forehand. This is actually going to help you a lot. If you're most likely thinking about, where should my arm be, like when I'm hitting the ball and all that. But if you're focusing more on rotating your hips, then that is going to be, really the initiator of turning your entire body and loading on that back leg. And then from there also, how I say lead with your hips on the unit turn, you should also lead with your hips when you're uncoiling as well. And that's going to help you to really explode into the ball and to, get that wrist lag that, coaches talk about and all that. But yeah, it's just a real key is to rotate your hips and lead with your hips on both the coiling and the uncoiling of the shot. And, maybe we could even take a look at, Kei Nishikori over here hitting a few balls. So let me see if I can get him on here.
Okay. So you unshared that for a second?
Yeah, it should be
here.
Oh,
now you got it up. Look at that. Man, this guy's good on tech.
Yeah, I'm all right. Let's just make sure. Yeah. And here's another tip, everybody. You can go on the playback speed of any video and put it to 0.25. Speaking of the, tech stuff, but yeah, so let's back this up a little bit. So you're going to see, I know he's at high speed here, but you're going to see a beautiful use of those hips and, the powerful, you see how much he's rotating his hips on that shot. It's really incredible. So we'll try to have another one here. He's initiating with his hips, getting that beautiful unit turn, and then boom, exploding. So, it's always fun to show a little bit of the actual tennis striking, even on webinars like this. So yeah, I mean, I like I said, I think that, focusing on rotating your hips is going to alleviate a lot of other issues in the stroke. So
yeah, very cool. David Lee had a good question. Who won our trivia the other night and
Wow.
will probably win it again tonight. David, if you win again tonight, are you going to donate your $100 to somebody else? Anyway, not to put any pressure on you, David. If you want to keep your $100, and I have a feeling he's going to win because he nailed it twice in a row. So anyway, we're up to 153. But I do want to answer this question because I had a couple ideas as I was reading this from you, David. So you say I use my shoulders a lot unintentionally on my forehand. How do I start to eliminate this. So there's a couple things that I do with my students to get them to use their hips more. Okay. So here's 3 exercises. Number 1 is you can just, and you'll see the pros do this all the time. You can get yourself a medicine ball, anywhere from 3 to 6 pounds, and you can practice throwing it into a wall, and doing it with the hip, really making sure that the hip is making that go into the wall, and then catch it and do it again. You will see drill after drill, pro after pro. I can think right now 3 pros I've seen do this on video. Thiem, Del Potro, and Djokovic. I can just see the video in my head right now. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is notice how many of these pros work with those bands, like they warm themselves up. Well, you can take a band. I did this with some of my students. You could take a band, you could put it into the fence, and what you can practice is, you get it to where you can't take the band all the way this way. It kind of maybe stops you around here, and you can practice it's going like that. And then what's going to happen is you're going to feel that hip initiate, but the arm is still going to be laid back. It's not going to be out in front of the hip. You see, when that arm gets out in front of the hip, you see now you're missing out on a lot of power. You see that? Watch this. And a lot of people do this. They're using their body, but it's like the timing's reversed in what they should be. They're using that arm, so now their arm's out here, then all of a sudden they start to rotate their hip, and then they're wondering why they don't have any power. But if you practice holding this, and then bam, right there, now you can feel that aggressive move that the pros are doing. Another thing that I do as a coach is sometimes I will have like my basket, and I will have my student, kind of like push the basket, the wheels forward a little bit, by just kind of like pushing their hip like into the basket, just kind of feel that, so you can do something like that. Those are my 3 tips for using your hips. Done.
Beautiful. Love it. And yeah, David, when you talk about using a lot of shoulder unintentionally, I would just pay attention to the connection between your hips and shoulders and make sure that you are rotating your hips enough, because sometimes if you have the disconnect where you're over rotating your shoulders, but not your hips, that could get really awkward too. But yeah, I love those drills, Peter. Those are great.
David already admitted that he's going to donate if he wins tonight. It'll be interesting to see if he can win again, though.
Yeah, sounds like he's a sharpshooter over there.
Yeah.
Hey, Mary Francis from Virginia. I'm in Maryland over here, so neighbors. Good stuff. Yeah, good. Any other questions? You want me to go to the next one?
Next one, man. It's doing great.
All right. Sorry for, this constant switching, but I just want to make sure we see everybody we want to see, especially Peter's beautiful face. But, so number 3, loosen your body and arms. And, that was the best picture I could find. But, I have found this to be actually very important for me. And a funny thing that I recognized from watching video of myself, I wondered one day, that why am I getting so much more power and acceleration on my forehand as opposed to my backhand? And, one of these keys was the use of the hips and all that. But I did find something very interesting, and that was that I was much tighter in my arms and my body as a whole on my backhand. And you know what that was doing? That was actually destroying, my ability to hit spin on the ball. It was, not letting me hit with enough power on the ball because I was just too tight and I couldn't get that beautiful whip, on the ball. And it just hurt my acceleration so much. I also wasn't able to get, under the ball either. I was tight and staying up here and then barely getting down. So, paying attention to how tightly you're gripping the racket or how loosely is actually very important. And one trick in doing this to be more aware of, how tight you're gripping the racket is to actually grip it, super tight, and then have that be your number 10 or your number 9, and then also grip it extremely loose, and then have that be your number 1 or 2, and then you'll be a little more aware during the match. You can recognize like how tight you actually are. But this is actually really important, and there's simply no way that you can play relaxed, beautiful, flowing tennis and have big, powerful ground strokes and heavy ground strokes if you are just too focused on your arms and you have a tight body. So that's my next tip.
That's a really great tip. And one of the people that is speaking tomorrow, I can't believe we're already the Thursday, is Rick Macy. And let me tell you something, guys. Rick Macy, anytime you can hear Rick Macy talk, listen to him. Like, you're going to feel so pumped up after his talk tomorrow. He is just amazing guy. Like, he just is like, he's talking a million miles an hour. And as you're trying to catch him, you're like, whoa, he's giving like so many life tips. Like,
amazing.
You just feel like, okay, now I can go conquer the world after listening to him, because he says so many amazing things about tennis and life. But one of the things he said about power is he says he teaches his students to smile, especially adults. He's like, I coach them. I say, okay, now you got to smile when you hit the shot. And as tennis players, and I'm one who's guilty of it too, it's always like tennis is like, it's like, I got to get in there and like go to war. And like, so I actually play too tight to where I'm always like, but it's actually taking power away from my shot. And so he says, I teach my students to smile. And then lots of times they say, well, I can't do it. He's like, well, what if I paid you $1,000 to smile when you hit a shot? Could you do it? And they're like, well, yeah, I guess I could do it then. He's like, well, all right, well then smile. So maybe someday you can win $1,000 on the court. Smile as you're hitting the ball. And he says when people start to actually smile and relax and hit the ball, they hit it harder. And then he asks them how it feels. And they go, man, that felt effortless. And we all know that that's the gold standard for a great tennis shot. It's what keeps us coming back to the courts. When we hit that one shot, we're like, whoa, what just came off my racket? Like, I didn't even feel that. Like, that's the most beautiful feeling on a tennis court. And so work that into your game. Go out there and maybe, because it's hard to be conscious of everything you're doing the entire time. But I find, like, if I focus on something for the first 5 or 10 minutes, maybe it starts to go into autopilot the rest of the practice. So, just maybe have that as a goal. Next time you go out on the court, maybe you're out on the court this weekend, you're out in the warm-up, and you're just smiling and hitting and feeling what that feels like to be totally loose and relaxed, rather than like, I'm in this match, I got to win today, I'm the man, I'm the woman. Just relax, smile, and go for it. All right, I'm done. Next.
That's amazing. I mean, also shout out to you again, Peter, for getting all these amazing coaches like Rick Macy. I don't know, probably a lot of you know that he's coached some amazing players, both the Williams sisters and I think, was it, who else? Roddick too?
Roddick, Sharapova, Capriati, Kenin this year, Vince Spadia, a lot. Oh, before I forget, guys, because we're changing things up tomorrow, it's lunchtime. It's live lunchtime with Jeff Saldenstein and you've heard of Kick It Like Beckham. He's doing Kick It Like Salzy. He's going to go over his kick serve lesson in case you haven't seen it. It's expired unless you're a lifetime access member, but he's going to kind of answer your questions about the kick serve, give you guys a little bit more insight on it. So Kick It Like Salzy coming up tomorrow at 12.
Awesome. Great. And thanks a lot for the nice comments here. Alejandro, thank you. And it's a great approach, Peter. It's a great excuse to smile on the court. So I love it. But let's go on to the next one, and I'll just get this little slide that I made here. Okay. So I hope you like this picture.
I love that picture.
So everybody, we don't necessarily have to look at the ball like Andy Murray is here, but I do find that this has been one issue that I've had and I've seen as well with players, where you're simply not watching the ball for long enough. And what this does, unfortunately, is a lot of players will end up pulling off on the ball too early. Like, this was one issue for me, was I hit with a lot of topspin, and I found that I was actually whipping, and then also like moving my head to the side and just not keeping my eyes on the ball enough. And then with that, you're going to have the tendency to shank the ball maybe, or definitely not have very solid contact. And so it's very important for you all to be watching the ball, for a good amount of time, as long as you can, ideally. And if you have this problem where you're actually not watching the ball long enough, then I highly encourage you to when you hit your ground strokes, maybe in practice, not a match, you keep your eyes locked at that contact point for an extra second or half a second. And that's going to teach you to lock your eyes on that ball for a longer period of time. And again, it's really interesting in comparing my forehand and my backhand. That was another thing that I found as well. Like on my forehand, I was just more relaxed. The technique was better, and I was also locking in my eyes on that ball much easier. With the backhand, for whatever reason, I was not focusing my eyes on the ball as long. And so I think this is an issue. Players want to see where the ball is going too quickly, or maybe they're just torquing their body so much and they're just letting their head and eyes, flow away, but too quickly. But that's something that I've found that has really helped me produce better shots, more accurate shots, more powerful shots, better spin and more solid shots overall. So that's the next tip.
That is a great tip. And we know the master of that is Roger Federer. And let's just see. I'm just pulling out a video. I don't even know if it's going to be a good example, but I mean, he kind of has it as a habit, right? So I'm going to share the screen and let's just take a look at the master Roger. I mean, that's one of the things that everybody marveled at. I especially, when Roger's been around the game so long, they're one of the first and pioneers of online instruction was Tennis One. And they used to show Roger Federer doing slow motion. And they were one of the first that goes, look how long he's staying his head on the ball. And since we never really had this, online instruction type format before, it was really interesting. I remember I was at a meeting because they started in California and they were basically showing their new platform and like, look at Roger hitting slow motion, and all the teaching pros like, whoa, like that's crazy how long he keeps his head on the ball. So let's see if Roger lives up to his legend when I share the screen, because I have not watched this video. So, Roger will probably like lift his head up and shank it when we I'm picking, but we're just going to go with it. We're going to go with the odds that the greatest, the maestro, is probably going to do it great again. Can you see that, Mehrban?
Yeah, you can just maximize it.
All right, we're going to maximize it. And Love Tennis, by the way, that is actually Top Tennis Training's like second YouTube channel. And
really? I didn't know they had another one. Jeez.
Oh, I know all the ins and outs, Mehrban. And yeah,
you do
a lot of just cool footage from the pros. Look at those eyes right there.
Oof.
Look at that.
Oh my. Look at that.
Oh, yep. He lives up to the legend.
Oof.
Watch a couple more. Cool little music.
Yeah, I thought that was just your music in your place, Peter.
Yeah, setting the mood. Anyway, look at how the eyes are disengaged. One thing that's kind of cool is you just look, he's so relaxed, but he's also so focused. What a great combination to have. He's like totally like flowing, but just also intense focus. Look at those eyes on that, what he's doing. Last one, guys. Look at that. Ah, Roger. We miss you. We love you.
Me too.
How much when you see that do you just go, we need to see Roger back, and he can never retire? Like, let's all just hold Roger hostage. I don't care if he's like 60 years old. He's got to be playing.
Yeah, seriously. Love him.
Oh, look who's on. Matt, who gave an amazing presentation at TennisCon today. Coffee Break Tennis Matt, who is one of my favorite people on the internets and in person too. Matt is just fun in person. He's fun on his channel. Definitely go to Coffee Break Tennis. It is, well, you don't even have to become a Patreon too. Everybody should become a Patreon saint for Matt Bradshaw, because trust me, those people at the tennis channel who I love, I'm sure they're making nice dough over there, and they ain't near as interesting as Matt. So support him, become a Patreon saint. That's all I got to say. All right. Cool. We got some great comments, some great activity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we go to the next tip?
Yes, sir. Okay. Let me share my screen again. Doing this as quick as I can.
As Mehrban's getting up the screen, guys, tomorrow, 12 o'clock, we're going to be live with Kick It Like Salzy. And we're also going to be going live on Friday at lunchtime with Top Court, and at night with Jeff Greenwald. And Saturday, I'm going like all day long. And Mehrban, I think we're ending at what, like 8 something at night on Saturday. We're calling it Saturday night and day live. So like just everything you got to do in life, just, you know, tell the kids to go out, just like, forget it. It's all about tennis con.
Beautiful. I think it's Eastern time, right? Samantha just asked that.
Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All righty then. I'll go to number 5 and then we'll answer some more questions. But yeah, so number 5 is to maximize your swing speed. And, you know, this may seem obvious, but especially in matches, I think a lot of times we end up holding back on how fast we're swinging the racket. And obviously there are a lot of factors like, you know, perhaps your technique isn't as efficient as it could be. And, you know, maybe you're too tight. Maybe you're focusing on your arms instead of using your hips and your lower body. But it's really important to get that swing speed up because there's just no way you're going to get the max power from your shots if you don't maximize your swing speed. This is also very common of an issue on the second serve where a lot of players, they're just trying to get the ball in. And so they're just going to, you know, swing maybe half as fast as their first serve. And no, you know, what you want to do is obviously impart that spin and then you can still swing as fast as you can. So this is really important. And I had a friend who played matches and who tended to get nervous, and his father would tell him that as soon as you get nervous and you feel like you're not hitting through the ball, you need to just whack the next 3 balls as fast as you can, swing as fast as you can. And when he did that, then it kind of unlocked his brain and that mental barrier and physical barrier as well. And then he was able to swing much faster and then consequently hit a much more powerful and much more heavy ball. So I would highly encourage you all to try to maximize your swing speed through the use of, you know, your proper kinetic chain, movements, but also just in general, try to swing faster. And, you know, still you don't want to like swing super fast and then not make contact with the ball, but swing faster and you're going to see a more powerful shot be produced as a result.
Yeah. First of all, that was a great point. And I think it's one thing that we all kind of kick ourselves when we get into a match. Like how many times, Mehrban, have you said to yourself, I don't care if I win, if I lose, I'm going to hit the darn ball today. And then you're like out there and it's like 3-all in the first set. And then all of a sudden, I don't want to lose. And you start like holding back. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I have.
Of course. I mean, I've done it a million times. But here's the key, guys. It's such a fine balance because you need the racket head speed. But remember, what's so great about you being online today is you've got to remember all the tips Mehrban said before, right? It's using your hips. It's playing and staying loose. It's playing with a smile, because that's when it gets dangerous. When you start to think about, I've got to hit the ball hard, then this is when you start arming. This is when you start muscling. And this is when you start, you know, actually missing shots because you're overhitting and you're using the wrong parts of your body. Okay. So it's that fine line. What you really, besides racket head speed, what's really going to help the ball go in often is what I like to call, and it's not like what I like to call, like I made it up. It's a teaching term, natural deceleration. Okay. So it's not necessarily that you have to swing at like full capacity, but you do need to swing in a way that the racket is finishing on its own. See, I'm not swinging incredibly fast there, but my arm is just kind of, it's like a rag doll. It's just coming around. It's finishing. It's when you start to stop because you want to control the ball and you're forcing the deceleration, right? You're jamming on the brakes. This is when you get the yips in your game. A prime example of this that we saw at a very high level was Alexander Zverev at the US Open, and we saw the results. It was cringeworthy. This is the main reason why he was double faulting, you know, like 20 times a match, because he wanted to get the serve in so bad that he was like, oh, I can't let it go. Like, you've got to just let it go. Whether you're swinging this fast or this fast, you got to let it go. It's kind of like shooting, you know, a gun, which I've never shot. I have shot a gun once, but it's like you just shoot and you let it go. You live with the consequences. You can't hold on to it, guys. It's gone. So you just got to let it go. Let it go. Let it flow. Play with a smile.
That's right. It's also a great song, Let It Go. It's a good one.
Let it go. Yeah. Mhm. All right.
All right.
All right. What do we have next, my man? You are on a roll tonight.
Just like butter. Thank you.
Mhm.
Let's see. That was one of my terrible puns. All right. So I have the next slide up. Am I sharing? I think I am, right?
Let me put it in right there. Why? Come on. Why is it not going? Is it add to the stream?
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Crisis
So we have
averted.
another pick. That's right. We got it. So this is kind of a, this is a shorter tip, but it's one that I found super, super helpful that I learned from a coach. I cannot remember which coach it was, but if you are having trouble getting power on your shots, I want you to imagine, and actually I think this was from Faisal Hassan, who's a great coach up in Virginia, is to imagine that you have to hit through 3 balls, not just one, because a lot of players, when they're hitting the ball, they go a little bit too, their low to high motion is a little bit too exaggerated sometimes. And so to combat that, you want to hit through the ball. And to do that, you can mentally picture yourself having to hit through 3 balls. So what does that do? That obviously makes you hit more forward, more outward, and then you're going to get more speed on the ball. Now, I'm not saying to go for maximum, flat ball shots, right? You do want to impart some spin, but you need to strike that fine balance between hitting through the ball and also hitting some topspin on the ball. So I do find that there are some players who don't hit through the ball enough. And so to do that, if you just imagine that you have to hit through 3 balls, this is going to help so much. So I highly encourage you to try that on your next practice session, in your next practice session, and you're definitely going to find that you're hitting the ball through the court a lot more. You're hitting it deeper. So that's a nice little trick that I like to employ sometimes, especially when I feel like I'm not getting enough mustard on that ball.
Got to get more mustard. All right. That was a great tip. And that is very much in line with what we were talking about earlier, right? That was interesting that you said that. And Faisal Hassan, one of the best coaches out there, right up there with kind of like a Jorge Capistani as far as like credentials. And Andre Agassi said that's the best tip he ever got. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. The 3 inches before, the 3 inches after, making the 6-inch rule for himself, staying in that hitting zone. And one thing, Nick Bollettieri and Andre Agassi made an instructional video. Go look it up on YouTube. Called Attack. Actually, Mehrban, as I'm saying, can you get on YouTube right now as I'm kind of talking and maybe just find a clip and then pop it in there? So it's called Attack. It was when Andre had his long hair. Nick was still fairly young, but still looked like a raisin because he's so tan and out there in the sun. He's got his shirt off, and he was talking about the same thing. He's like, Andre hits through the ball, and he was saying that, because it doesn't matter if you're late or right on time or a little out in front, if you keep your runway and if you accelerate through the runway, because we're always looking for that perfect timing. We're like, oh, I guess I missed that because I'm late. You can still make shots if you're late, if you trust yourself and you have that acceleration. Mehrban, have you found it?
Yeah, I found a ton of those videos.
These are great, guys. These are awesome. Okay, so we're just going to pop in one and see. But go on YouTube and watch this. It's actually pretty darn good.
You want the sound?
Yeah, put the sound on. It's good. It's not really playing clean.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's kind of jerky. But guys, trust me, it's worth it. You got Andre and his neon. You got Nick. I mean, it's classic 80s, 90s. It just will bring you back. And it's actually really good instruction, though. I mean, trust me, good instruction is good instruction. It doesn't matter what decade it's from. It's just really good stuff. Shoot, Andre, go out there and hit with anybody and do fine,
Yeah, Nick's a legend. I've interviewed him, and yeah, he knows his stuff. So,
yeah,
crazy good coach.
Yeah. Matt says, how about those pants? Hey, guys, stay on tonight because Mehrban's got a special link. He's got a special bonus tonight if you decide to go lifetime on TennisCon tonight. Tuesday night is expiring. Monday already expired. So if you're loving the TennisCon content, we got I got so many great feedback. People coming to me even on video tell me how much they love it. And this was a really great tennis con this year. So if you go lifetime off Mehrban's special link, he's got an awesome bonus for you. So stay tuned to that. Stay tuned for our Tennis Express $100 gift certificate trivia that will be coming up soon. All right. What is our next tip, my friend?
All righty, my friend. One more share of the screen. Here we go. All right. And we have that. Who is that young chap? I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Who is that guy?
Yeah, I don't know. So this is a huge thing. I mean, you know, it's not everybody's fault that they can't hit with maximum power. You know, especially as we age. The one individual who I interviewed, Mike Boyle, who's a big time strength and conditioning coach, said that, you know, for every whatever age you are, that's a percentage that you should spend on your mobility and your flexibility. And why I say this is because, you know, say I tell you that, hey, you need to rotate your hips.
Wait, hold on, Mehrban. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
This is important to me. Whatever age you are, I'm about to turn 25.
Yeah.
No, whatever age you are, that's how much time you should spend on your hips, on your mobility. Does that mean on your mobility and flexibility? Does that mean minutes? Like I should spend, if I'm going to be 48, I need to spend 48 minutes a day on this? What does that mean?
No, thanks for stopping me there. So this percentage of your training time, basically.
So I need to spend 48%. That's even more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's that important. It really is. Because as we age, we get less mobile and flexible. And I've had these issues too, where for a while I focused on weightlifting in the gym. And, you know, I noticed that I was getting a lot tighter. And I also went through a period where I would play matches and I would actually be hobbling, you know, out of my car and walking towards the elevator in my apartment at the time. And that was because I was having all these aches and pains. You know, I wasn't mobile enough in my hips, and during matches too, this hurt me quite a bit. You know, I wasn't able to store energy, you know, on my back foot, my left foot for my backhand. And so I had all these issues and I was wondering what the problem was. And then I thought, I mean, you're not stretching at all. You're not practicing your mobility exercises and things like that. So, you know, I stretch pretty much every day. I always perform my dynamic warm-up routines before my matches and practices. I also foam roll. I use something called a Theragun, which I think now is a Therabody for myofascial release, which you can also use a foam roller and get a similar effect. So it's really important to take care of your body. And if you want to gain more power on your strokes, you're definitely going to have to improve your mobility and flexibility, because that's the only way that you'll be able to really get those ranges. You know, you see all these pros, like how deep they're getting in the loading position, whether it's their ground strokes or their serves, and you see how deep of a racket drop they're getting. I mean, that's because they have that mobility, you know, in their shoulder to be able to do that. So I promise you, you know, by focusing on your mobility and flexibility, you're going to not only play better, more powerful tennis, but you're also going to increase your longevity in the sport and be able to play much longer. Because as Alistair McCaw had told me before, who he's a great fitness and mindset expert, he said that if you don't make time for stretching now and mobility right now, then you're going to have to make time for the physio table later. So that's a good quote to think about. So increase your mobility and your flexibility, and you're going to be able to produce more power and also play more tennis.
Okay, Mehrban.
I can't drop the mic.
I mean, are you just trying to make me feel guilty right now? Is that what this is?
Peter, I had to do it. You had to be outed. You got to do it, man. You do it right now. Do it right now. Stretch.
Is that what's going on here? You're calling me out? Guys, I'm so guilty of this. And every time I hear it, I mean, I try and do better, but I need to do better. It's like, to me, this is like eating Brussels sprouts, right? But you know, it's so good for you. And so we all need to get our act together. Yours truly. Like, I really, you know, in fact, I know I'd be so much of a better player if I could just get a little more flexible, a lot more flexible. So this was an amazing list you came up with tonight.
Thank you.
Maybe if you could just pop it in the screen real quick. and just you don't have to spend a long time on it. Just like literally like 1 or 2 sentences through the 7, because I thought they were really, really great. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, look at Matt.
Yeah.
Matt knows too. Matt's always giving me crap. Matt's on the foam roller right now. I don't want to really picture that image.
Oh, yoga's good too. I actually do yoga sometimes as well. There's some comments about yoga, which is really good.
Yeah, yoga's great.
Well.
Actually, because it's so important, on Friday we have 2 stretching and yoga routines, okay, which are really good. And then we got a great cardio from Marissa from Rip It Tennis, who's super awesome, super energetic. We got Mark Kovacs on Friday. We got Dean Hollingworth on Friday. Like we bring it every day because everybody I get from Tennis Con is a bringer and an awesomer. I don't think that's no words there. I better just shut up. Go ahead, Mehrban.
You're good. Love hearing what you have to say. So here's a recap of the 7 power secrets that we went through today. Number 1 is having intense footwork and the proper balance, because if you can't get to the ball, then there's no way you're going to be able to produce enough power. Number 2 is to lead with your hips, both when you are doing your unit turn and also when you're uncoiling into the ball. Leading with your hips is just huge. Number 3 is to loosen your body and your arms and be aware of how tight you are, because that makes a huge difference in how much power you can produce. If you're too tight, then there's no way you're going to get that maximal swing speed there. And then number 4 is to watch the ball until contact, because if you're not watching the ball, then you're not going to be able to make solid contact. You might even shank the ball, and this is a very important thing to take note of. And you might want to even watch the ball, the contact point, to keep your eyes on that area, even like a half second after you hit the ball, just as a drill if you have problems with watching the ball until contact. And remember Roger Federer as well, and how he watches the ball. Thank you, Pete. And number 5 is to maximize your swing speed. And obviously the technique is a byproduct of that as well. But overall, you just want to also unlock your mind, especially when you're in tight matches, and just really swing as fast as you can, because that's the way that you're going to maximize your power and your spin on the ball. So try to maximize your swing speed, swing faster. Number 6 is to hit through 3 balls. So this is more of a kind of a drill or a tip that you can employ when the ball's coming at you. When you swing, pretend that you have to actually swing through 3 balls, and I guarantee you that you're going to get more plow through and more power and more speed on the ball. So definitely try that. And then number 7 is to improve your mobility and flexibility, because by doing this, then you're going to be able to get more rotation with your body. You're going to be able to increase that range of motion, and you're going to be able to load more comfortably and deeper. And that's the way that you're going to be able to then explode into the ball nice and relaxed, and get that follow through. And yeah, so that's a huge one, and it's going to increase your ability to play tennis for longer too. So those are the 7 power secrets.
Mehrban, first of all, I didn't know he was going to do that. Remember I said like recap it, and I thought he was going to go through his. Do you see how organized this guy is? Like he actually had the recap. I just thought he was going to like go back up his slide and go, but he actually had the recap for you guys. That goes to show. And this guy works full time as a lawyer. Okay, he's actually Donald Trump's new lawyer. No, just kidding.
No comment.
He has a full time job, and he actually did this for you guys. So I just put his special link in there, and please support Mehrban. Like if you love Tennis Con and you love Mehrban, and you want to do another thing that rhymes with on, then please go to Mehrban's special link I just put in there and support him and support Tennis Con. Okay. Mehrban, why we're doing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at Mehrban's special bonus that he has. Okay. So Mehrban, can you pull that up? You've got a special bonus for everybody tonight if they go off your link. Remember, guys, this is like Let's Make a Deal every night. You got a different curtain to pick from. So this is Mehrban's curtain. Like it's that thing where you go, oh, that sounds really good. I think I'm going to go for that. So let's see what you got.
Yes. So, Pete, thank you. Appreciate it. I just love what you're doing, and I obviously want to put in 100%, just like you are for this event. But so I have it on the screen here, but I'm also going to show you the actual bonus on the page. But for the TennisCon 4 bonuses, if you purchase through the link that Peter is sharing in the comments, also you see it on the screen as well. All goes to the same page for you. You will get actually 4 master classes on hitting bigger serves, bigger forehands, and bigger one-handed and two-handed backhands. And you're also going to get my top 10 podcast interviews of all time. And so now I'm going to share the screen, share the screen of the bonuses, and we're going to take a look. So this is what you'll be getting. Peter, I don't know if you can see that.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Perfect. So it'll have a screen here where welcome to your TennisCon 4 bonuses, and then you're going to get a really cool serving masterclass by Jeff Salzenstein here, and he's going to walk you through, step by step how to hit a more powerful serve. So the serve is the most powerful stroke in tennis, so this is a very valuable session. And then, who's that handsome young man? Peter Freeman. He's going to show you how to hit monster topspin forehands. This is my biggest weapon in my arsenal. And so this is going to be a great session. You all know Pete and how much he brings. So this is going to be a great session for you. And then we're also going to have Brady Height, who you saw his picture during the presentation, and he's going to show you how to hit explosive one-handed backhands. So that's going to be an excellent session for those of you who hit one-handers. And I think we go through the slice in this one as well. And then we're going to have how to make your two-handed backhand a consistent weapon with Coach Juan Antonio Sala Ramos. And this is a great one, too. He goes step by step. And he has text here. What's that, Pete?
I watched this one. It's very, very good.
Yeah, it is very good. So that's going to be a great session for you if you want to improve your two-handed backhand. And then that's not all. In addition to these 4 master classes, which are, really excellent, and, I picked them out obviously to help you hit more powerful strokes, you're also going to get my top 10 podcast interviews of all time from the Tennis Files podcast. So I have conducted 169 episodes of the Tennis Files podcast, but it's obviously difficult, to go through them, all and to find the best episodes, but I'm obviously in the best position to do that. So I went through them all and put together for you the top 10 interviews of all time that I've done with these amazing individuals. And we've got Dr. Todd Ellenbecker on injury prevention and recovery. You've got Dr. Mark Kovacs on how the kinetic chain impacts your serve. This is one of the most popular episodes of all time, easily for me. Jeff Salzenstein, who's going to come on TennisCon tomorrow, on how to change your mindset and achieve your potential. This is a very motivational episode. We've got Paul Annacone on the championship habits of Federer, Sampras, and Henneman. You've got Johan Krieg, Grand Slam champion here, on world-class serve. Rick Macy, who we just mentioned, on how to develop rock-solid technique. Dr. Greg Rose on how to reach peak athletic performance. We've got Nick Bollettieri, legendary coach, amazing coach. We've got Michael Russell, former pro, and we've got Taylor Dent as well, former pro. This is you'll get all of this for free if you purchase TennisCon 4 through the link that Peter has shared in the chat. So if you're interested, I highly recommend it. It's a great value, obviously, and each of these videos that you're getting, whether it's on TennisCon 4 or in this bonus, they're worth a lot. I mean, I would pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for like one tip that will unlock my my serve or my forehand or backhand. So you're gonna get that with this bonus, and obviously with TennisCon. And not only these bonuses, you're also getting Pete's bonuses as well. So it's a great package.
That's awesome. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove this. We're going to come back. And first of all, don't leave yet, because we have Tennis Express trivia coming up right after we recap what's going on tomorrow. I want you guys to know what's going on tomorrow at TennisCon. And also, I'm going to put Again, Mehrban's special link in there. And I want to explain how this works because somebody today actually wrote me an email and said, now I understand how it works. Thanks for explaining it like you did last night. Because sometimes when I say Mehrban special link, you might be expecting to go to a page where it like says Mehrban special link or gives like a breakdown of what you're going to get. It is the TennisCon page to where you can sign up for lifetime access. And then what happens is, because it's coming off of his link, I can then send him a list of people who bought off of his link, and then he will email you the next day. We have, so far, we've had Gigi give away her special link. Again, let me know too. You can email me at crunchtimecoaching@gmail.com if you've purchased off the link and you somehow missed their email. But I've followed up with all the instructors. Gigi gave out a bonus. I emailed everybody the next day. Will gave out a bonus. He emailed the next day. He told me that he sent it. His buddy Adam sent it. So you should have Will's bonuses if you signed up off Will's link. And then Jorge Capistani did a bonus last night. I know he's a super busy guy. He has the link. We texted back and forth. So I gave him all the buyers from last night. So if you haven't got it yet, I'm sure he'll be emailing you soon. So that's how it works. So Mehrban sometime tomorrow will be how about we say between 3 and 4 o'clock tomorrow, can you do that? You will email people? Yeah. Okay. So be looking out for Mehrban's bonus if you bought from Mehrban tonight off his link around 3 or 4 o'clock. And if you ever feel like, hey, wait a second, I bought off Mehrban's link last night. Where's my bonus? I didn't get it. Just email me. We're nice people. We're not going to fight you over it. Just don't take advantage of the honor code. That's all we ask. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my screen.
Oh, I'll stop sharing mine. There we go.
Yeah. Stop sharing your screen. Don't confuse me.
I love sharing.
Sharing is caring.
That's right.
Okay. So let's go over what's going on tomorrow at TennisCon 4 because it's an awesome day, just like all the days are awesome. Here we go. Here's the page. It's up. Remember, too, Mehrban was talking about my bonuses. Besides all Mehrban's bonuses, besides the 40-plus videos you're getting with TennisCon, you're also getting 30 Power Secret videos I've made. They're 1 to 2 minute videos that I've made over years of coaching where I'm like, oh, that actually worked for people like over and over again. I just put those on videos. They're quick things you can watch and go, oh, I think I can do that. And you can easily add 5 to 15 miles an hour to whatever stroke, serve, forehand, backhand. 30-day No Man Left Behind challenge is something I'm super proud of and super passionate about because I don't want you guys to get all this and just let it collect internet dust, okay? If it collects internet dust, I feel like it's going to be, and I hate to say this, it's going to be your fault, not my fault. I just want to make sure I do everything in my power to make sure you watch this because I'm going to send all members for 30 days an email once a day, and it's going to have 1 to 3 videos from TennisCon that you guys can consume to make sure that you really take time to watch everything, get the most out of TennisCon, and you can also even send me videos of your forehand, your serve, your backhand off this cool thing called Video Ask. If you're a member and have communicated with me, I've already responded to you. I responded to about 50 plus people today by video. I know. Then we have the top 10 live streams. So I think a lot of you guys love these live streams. I picked out my top 10 live streams. This is kind of Mehrban picked out his top 10 podcasts. Just think of it like that, except for its video. Then we've got the best of the legends. So every year, except for this crazy year, I go out to the legends and we got interviews with Rod Laver, John Newcomb, Fred Stolle, Roy Emerson, the Jensen Bros, Mark Woodford, and I put together my top 10 interviews, videos. There's some match play going on at it's highlights. It's pretty cool. Okay, so this is Monday. This is already gone. So if you don't have a lifetime access pass, you cannot see this anymore when you go to the Monday page. Tuesday is expiring tonight. So if you haven't watched all you want to watch from Tuesday and you don't plan on buying a lifetime access pass, you do have till 12 o'clock tonight Pacific time, midnight Pacific time. Okay, that's basically California time. You have till midnight to watch day 2. All right, Wednesdays today. You get to watch Wednesday till tomorrow night. So there is Wednesday. What we did today is we had Kevin O'Neill, who coached Katie O'Malley. Ian was on. Great interview. These are all awesome. Will was on showing a brand new play, but with the Bryan brothers. Awesome, cute interview on mixed doubles with Brent and Mai. Gigi Fernandez, again, she always brings it. She's amazing. Tina on Lefty Secrets. There were several videos from my guys at Sports Ed TV. Ellis Ferrer, who won the Australian Open doubles title, finalist at US Open. Watch him on YouTube. It's really cool. This guy's a master pro. One of the best kept secrets out there as far as online, because he didn't do a lot of online stuff, but anybody who's a teaching pro knows who Pat Whitworth is, especially if you are in the South. Okay. Matt Bradshaw, I think I've given enough compliments to for Matt to last a lifetime this week, but I mean every one of them. Definitely check his out. Grinder Blueprint. I think this guy's an awesome instructor. He's making more and more videos. You definitely want to check him out. And so this was Wednesday. Okay, tomorrow, Jeff Greenwald, only the leading sports psychologist right now in tennis, and maybe one of the best, not maybe, one of the best players over 50 in the world. He's talking about how to be a Zen warrior. Because lots of times when we think of Zen, we think of like kind of like timid, right? Like, oh, we're just at peace and we're kind of like maybe a little flaky. No, he's like, we want to be a Zen, but we want to be a warrior. Like we want to go to war. So he talks about how to kind of mix that together. And he's like the perfect example of that. Then my buddy, Rick Macy, so happy that I can call him a friend. He said after our interview today, that you're going to see tomorrow. But when I did this interview with him like a couple weeks ago, he said, count me in every year, brother. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got like chills. I'm like, Rick Macy just said, count him on every year. I love Rick and he's amazing. You're going to love it. Jorge Capistan, if you were on last night, you should already be super pumped about it because he gave just 3 mental tips and they were amazing. And he's got 10. And so do not miss him tomorrow, please. Kalindi Dinifer, on court, off court. It's about mindfulness. We do like a little exercise. It's pretty awesome stuff. This lady is really, really good. Emma Doyle, another, I thought, really inspirational, great presentation. At the end of the video, you can watch a ritual she does to show you in between points. Excellent. And how about the great Kevin Garlington? Really, really great.
Yeah.
How to get pumped up to the next level. He does an awesome video. And actually, one thing that's not here that I gotta show you. Let me go to the other tennis con. Okay, because I have to show you guys this. Because shame on me. Actually, probably the best video of tomorrow, or I shouldn't say the best video, but it's pretty special. We have Top Court. Have you guys seen Top Court out there? They're kind of like all over the internet right now, and they have got a top 10 like pro tips from their platform. And we got Paul Anacone. It's taking a while to load this page because it's like massive because there's so much stuff on TennisCon. Okay, cool. All right, let's get down there. I want to show you guys this. But that's Friday. I already scrolled all the way to Friday. Friday's awesome too. There it is. Top 10 big lessons with the pros. So we've got lessons from the Bryan brothers, Paul Anacone with Taylor Dent. We got Lindsay Davenport, Fernando Verdasco, Benchit. Really, really great. These are really, really cool lessons. Do not miss this one. I love the Bryan brothers one where they're like talking about there's a couple things that they did that literally cost them 100 matches on tour, and it had nothing to do with hitting a ball. So definitely check that out tomorrow as well. Plus, Top Court's going to be live with us on Friday at lunchtime. So Friday lunchtime we're going to be on. Friday night, probably around 8:15 at night we're going to be on. And then Saturday starting around 12:30 with Jorge Capistan. We're pretty much going like all day. So it's going to be jam-packed bonanza. Okay. Cool. Tuesday has gone with the wind, says Matt. All right. So you guys still are on. You guys are awesome. Now you get to be rewarded. We're going to do Tennis Express trivia. Again, I put in Mehrban's link. How do I do this? Multitasking is not my thing. I'll put in Mehrban's link one more time, and then we're getting right to trivia. Okay, so if you click on that link I just put in, you're going to get hooked up with Mehrban's bonuses. All right. Is everybody ready? This is how it works. Mehrban, please help me out. Matt, please help me out if you're still there.
Sure.
I asked the question. The first one to get it right with the correct spelling will get it right and get the credit. The first person to answer 2 questions correctly first, be first and fastest on the buzzer or on the typer, however you want to put it, will win a $100 gift card to Tennis Express. You then email me at crunchtimecoaching@gmail and kind of let me know your email address so I'll send you that tomorrow. Okay, David Lee won the first time. David Lee already got his $100 gift card. Right, David Lee, if you're still on, can you confirm that I did pay you $100? Okay, so here we go. First question. It was a Super Saturday, 1984. I'm looking for the last name of both competitors who went on at night and had a 5-set classic battle. The last 2 competitors. David Lee says, yes. Okay, be looking out for the answers, Mehrban. Are you watching?
I'm looking, yeah.
Okay, they haven't come through yet. There's always a delay, which makes me more and more nervous. I would get nervous.
Ooh, okay. I don't know the answer, but.
You don't know the answer. We have Lendl McEnroe. That is incorrect. Blake Agassi. That is incorrect. John Mack, but that's not. Who are the 2 competitors? John Mack is one person.
Ooh.
Mack
is there
and
someone?
Connor.
Mack and Connor?
Yep.
Oh, Tom.
Tom got it. Mack
Tom,
and
I met Tom actually. Nice man. Nice young man.
Tom actually used our video ask, and he was at work. Okay, how cool is this? He's a doctor. He's in full doctor garb, and he had a tennis ball at work, and he was saying thank you for TennisCon, that he's enjoying himself.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, I met him up in, I think, was it Jersey or something? But yeah.
Okay, so
cool.
Tom has 1 correct. So Tom, if he's fastest on the dial again, he will win the $100 gift card. Okay, so Tom has 1. Okay, all right, cool. All right, are you guys ready? Okay. Let me take Tom off. Okay, now you have to type in the first and last name. Okay, the first and last name of the person who John Newcomb played at the Australian Open to win his last Australian Open and therefore his last Grand Slam title. Take a look. Okay, let's get it in. Has anybody got it yet? He doesn't. Mehrban doesn't know. All right.
I can confirm for you.
Highlight, Cash, did spelling right. Oh, Jimmy Connors, but he's spelling Connors wrong. David Lee got it. Did anybody get it before David Lee? David Lee's.
No.
David Lee, not in my house.
David Lee.
David Lee got it. David Lee got it. And Tom, we gave you a break on the first one because you kind of did not spell the first and last name. I mean, the last names all the way through. But I'm going to give you that. Okay, I'm giving you that. Yeah. Please don't throw any shade, guys. I'm doing my best. Okay, yes. A lot of pressure.
All positivity.
Okay, David Lee has a point. Tom has a point. Now things get interesting. Now it gets real. Okay, mind blown. Okay, next question. Before all the madness happened with coronavirus, who won on the women's side the 2020 Aussie Open? Can you remember that far back? Crazy year we've had. Can you remember that far back of who won the women's Australian Open? Match was a great match, by the way. Okay, David Lee, you are a little stinker. David Lee wants to just ruin our fun, doesn't he? He's just too darn good. All right. So David Lee, you know what?
Wow.
He wins, but let's keep going until someone else gets two, because he already said he's going to donate his gift card. Let's keep going. Okay. All right. So David Lee gets that one. We'll go to a new question. Okay. So, or David Lee, do you want to donate your gift card to like another person? Like let's just do. You said you would. Okay. I'd like another person to win on the live stream, if you don't mind. Okay. You are awesome. You are the best. He's the best. Okay. Let's go for another question. Okay. This year at the US Open. So no one, the second place answer does not get credit. Okay. We're just doing a completely new question now. At the US Open, who beat Serena Williams? Who took out Serena Williams after Serena Williams looked like she played her best freaking first set ever? And you have to spell just the last name. We'll give you, even the last name is fine, because I know this is a tough one. Okay. First and last name, you get like bonus points. Who took out Serena Williams at the US Open this year? Who did it? Yes. David Lee, stop it. Oh, you know what? Someone actually answered. Wait, hold on.
Yeah. Was it?
Hold on. Who?
No, it was Neeraj, right? Neeraj?
Yes. Neeraj. Good job, man. Neeraj.
There you go.
Neeraj. Okay.
Neeraj. Yeah, it could be Neeraj. Sorry.
Neeraj. Okay. Neeraj has a point. Tom has a point. So they could win on the very next question. Then it's over. Okay. We're not doing like, fifth place kind of prizes here. Okay. This is not like everybody gets a trophy night like all these kids are getting these days. Okay. Mm-hmm. We're not giving the best smile award out here tonight. It's like hardcore competition.
I thought I won.
You would win the best smile. Definitely.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Here comes the next question. Are you guys ready? And you can just literally put in the numeric number. You don't have to spell the number. You can just put in whatever it is. Okay. This one should be a quick answer. Let me get down to the bottom of the comments first. Are you guys having fun? This is fun. Okay. How many Grand Slam titles did Andy Roddick win in singles? How many Grand Slam titles did Andy Roddick win in singles?
Dang.
Are people answering that? 13. What? Okay.
Yeah, I saw like 20.
All right. 2, 1. Neil got it right first. Am I right on that?
Yeah, Neil won. Yep.
Was Neil the fastest? Okay. Yeah. Neil, you were in the mix, my friend.
Neil in the mix.
In the mix. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so nervous now. Okay. All right. Keep your calm, Pete. Keep your calm. You can do this. Okay.
0.
How many? 0. No, he won one. He should have. If darn Roger Federer didn't exist, he got to 5 or 6 finals against Fed.
Brutal.
Okay, here we go. Matt's just showing off saying US Open 2003. Who did he beat? Okay, here we go. How many Grand Slam singles titles did Pistol Pete Sampras win? How many? We're waiting. 14. David Lee got it again, but I shouldn't have said that. Next person to go top fast will get it. Okay, who's the next person? God, they come in so fast.
Yeah.
David Lee. Who was next after David Lee? JAAR was next. Neil was so close.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, wait. What about Mohit?
Huh?
Mohit, didn't he get 14?
I don't think he was. No, but he's way down the list there, buddy. You got to go up the list.
Oh.
It was David Lee.
Right after.
Are you looking on YouTube or are you looking on our thing?
I'm looking on YouTube.
Oh. Well, we're only going on our thing. This is maybe like even a little
Okay.
random selector. I have
So do you-
JAR.
Okay, are you sure? Okay, but look like right above coffee break where he says Juan Carlos. You see Mohit?
Oh, yes. Okay, you are correct, sir. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I probably
Mohit.
got JAR.
I get half, Mohit. Mohit, I get half. Just
Mohit,
kidding.
you are correct. Mohit got the point.
I
Okay.
just want to be fair. That's all. It's
Did
hard
that-
to see though.
Okay, it's good that you caught me. See, that's the lawyer in him, being meticulous, being detail oriented, getting the job done.
That's right.
That's why, again, you guys should go to the affiliate link tonight and sign up. Okay. Did you know they almost fired Mehrban this week? They're like, Mehrban, we know all this online instruction you're doing. We're gonna can your booty because you're spending too much time online with tennis, and so you got to support him. He's like living paycheck to paycheck right now. He had to eat dog food this week. You need to support this man.
Please help.
He's actually, that looks like he's actually behind a restaurant doing this right now. He's not even in his house.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right. I can't. All right. Here we go. All right. You guys should be on the dial, on the speed dial with this one. I think somebody's going to win it right here. Okay. You guys should know this. How many Grand Slam titles in doubles does the beautiful, the talented, the lovely Gigi Fernandez have?
That. Oh my gosh, again.
What? Who got it?
Our friend.
David Lee.
Yeah.
Who is next, though?
Oh, who's next? Vic. Oh, wait. Oh, damn. Neil, right? Neil? You see Neil?
Yes. Neil, you win. Neil, you've done it. Thank goodness I've run out of questions.
I would have made something up.
Neil, look at my email I'm putting in here, okay? Crunch time coaching at gmail.com. Boom. Putting it in. Neil, email me, please, at crunchtimecoaching@gmail.com, and I will send you your, and maybe write Tennis Express gift card winner. Okay, that was awesome. That was so fun tonight. Mehrban, you were amazing. You're on with me from 8:15 to 9:30. You're almost homeless. I mean, like, it's the sacrifices you make for this sport. It's just incredible.
Thank you.
I'm putting his special link in one more time. Please support this boy. Look at a smile. How could you resist a face like that? Think about all the stuff you spend. I mean, think about all the crap we spend money on, right? Just like, can't believe I just paid that much money for that. This is the opposite. This is feel good. This is great. Right. This gives me life.
Oh man, I mean, I really appreciate everybody jumping on, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. It sounds like most of you have, and yeah, appreciate it. And jump on the bonuses if you'd like. I don't know how long they'll be up for, but not too long, so you'll get 10 interviews and the 4 master classes.
Wait, Mehrban, we have to research this. Suzanne says, "Hey, wait a minute. I was first before Neil, not second." Let's go up. Now, again, we can just go off what we see in writing here. So let me go up here, and we'll look for Neil's last answer of, what was the last question? I think it was 17 or?
Yeah, Gigi.
I can't.
So Suzanne is saying she would.
14. Wait. Well, that was Mohit. Then there's Susan. That was 14. That was Pete Sampras. Then I got before David.
Suzanne. I mean, I see David, then Neil, then Suzanne for 14.
David Lee, 17. Michael, 20. Neil, 17. Then there's a Samantha sed 3. Then Suzanne, 17.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, we keep it with Neil. I'm sorry, Suzanne. And maybe it might look different on your computer. I can only go off my computer. So
yeah, I see the same thing.
And it's hard. It's hard with we're doing the best we can with the technology, which is actually pretty awesome what we can do with the technology. But it's probably not 100%. Who knows? It's kind of like ShotSpot. Is that really 100% accurate? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. This is all we can go off of. So Neil, you are the winner. Suzanne, thank you for playing. I hope you're not mad at me. And you guys were awesome. Mehrban, you're awesome. And we're going to end the live stream now. It was so fun. We'll be back tomorrow, noon, lunchtime, with Kick It Like Salzy. See you guys.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Pete.